Devin, I tell you, the situation these days, it's like a page turner spy novel.
Yeah.
I mean, all you can think of is what's going to happen next. Right?
No, really. And you never can know.
Will he attack Iran?
Yep.
Will he buy Greenland?
Yep.
Will he invoke the Insurrection Act for Minnesota?
Will he attack Greenland? Like,
that's
that kind of's on the table.
We actually have an answer on Greenland.
Yeah.
It turns out that there's some sort of arrangement. The details are not yet clear, but it's very new.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. And I know that disappoints you because you kind of wanted a little bit of that excitement.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that, disappointed, like the time that Snoop Dogg didn't return your letters about what his favorite ice cream was. Remember that?
He never did.
You were devastated.
I wrote like 4.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And by the way, is that restraining order still in effect?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Snoop has really good lawyers. They're on it.
Another Devin Goodman issue. All right. So there is a lot to talk about. We'll cover all of that as well. I hope we get everything.
Yeah.
Our theme today is a little bit, it derives out of Minnesota.
Right.
The craziness that you're seeing in Minnesota. You're seeing, of course, them attacking ICE agents, blocking their way, and then recently going into a church, no less, to interfere with actual prayers and everything else. And there's some major issues involved with that. We will definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
But importantly, it gives rise to the question, why are all these people doing this?
Yeah.
Right? It's not that they really give a crap about these illegal aliens. And there's a big question about whether or not some of these demonstrators are being paid. And I suspect that they are.
Yeah.
Okay. But for those who are coming out on their own, and it's very spontaneous, it's organic for them. They have to be involved.
Yeah.
I think it's because they are starving for meaning in their lives. Okay.
I agree 100%.
Starving.
Yeah.
And you will do crazy things when you don't have meaning. I mean, a lot of times you hear these people who join cults, for example, and they do crazy things in these cults. They'll give all their money away to their leader of this cult.
Yeah. They'll
sleep with other men. They'll engage in gay sex when they're not gay. They're just told to do that, and then there are photos of them or videos of them, so they can be used against them if they ever decide to leave the cult, and just to show their commitment. Things like this, where you think like, wow, how did you ever get yourself into that position, without even being blackmailed or extorted or threatened in any way? They voluntarily do this, and I put it to you is that people are lacking meaning. And when you offer them meaning, one way or the other, you are satisfying this essential need that they will do virtually anything for.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening in Minnesota.
Yeah.
At least among the non-paid rioters. And I don't know what percentage we're talking about. I'm confident that many of them are being paid. We now know there's one organization that is paying them. It's a Chinese organization. Surprise.
Which should be totally legal. That should not be against the law.
Yeah, and it's a 501c3 no less.
Yeah.
And so now they're figuring this out. This is, again, from Matt Walsh. He did some investigation with this. And is it that surprising? That's another story.
Yeah.
Again. But for those people who willingly deceive themselves.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is it? And I put it to you, we talk about meaning, but you can't have meaning you can't have real meaning without God.
Yeah.
Everything else can fill that meaning hole in your heart if you don't have God.
Yeah.
Anything. So communism, transgenderism, feminism for that matter, it's hatred of Israel, anti-Semitism. These things give them meaning. They want to see the destruction of Western civilization. You name it, they'll grab onto it because it makes them feel important.
Yeah, and I could see, even if they are paid, I could see having a lot of fun with it. It's us against them, and we're standing up to the power and authority, and you have the guy on your left and the guy on your right, and you know you're a bond and you're a group and you're someone who's part of something. It really is attractive on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
And if they pay you, like I've seen like $1,500 a month, I'm like, wow. Like
it's still
it's not bad money.
It's not bad money. It may not pay the rent.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's still a decent chunk of money, and it makes you feel like you're doing something, and they're telling you that what you're doing is valuable by going out there.
Yeah.
This reminds me a little of COVID.
Yes.
And COVID, putting aside all the craziness associated with it, there's, the vaccines, the 6-foot distance, and all that crap.
Right.
Okay. So so many people followed the rules and they were very adamant about it. It gave them meaning.
Yeah.
Because now they were fighting this war against COVID. And you and I were saying, there ain't no war, buddy. There's something else going on. You're crazy.
Yeah.
But in their heads, they were fighting this war. Like the Japanese guy, I know you got something to tell me. Yeah. This Japanese guy on the island, right in the Philippines. Right?
I respect that guy so much.
I think he was only discovered in 1973 or something, well after the war, of course, World War II. And he thought the war was still going on. In some ways, he made more sense than the COVID guys,
right?
Who were just losers to begin with. But now they had a purpose.
Yeah.
They are going to fight those people who do not think that the COVID virus is a deadly disease, and they're going to report them and make sure that we save civilization.
Yeah.
That gave them meaning.
They know what's right and what's wrong. And
that's right.
What I was laughing about was like, I kind of fought against it, but kind of went with it. You would go I was with you during COVID. You'd go everywhere without a mask and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Not angry, not fighting. They're like, I need a mask. Well, do you have a mask? Oh, thank you. And you're just like, and half the time they wouldn't even... They're like, this guy's way too confident, way too happy. And there was no anger. It was just like, hey, what's up, guys? Everything's good. And
that's right.
So you were a better fighter than me, is my point.
I appreciate that. I saw the nonsense. But look, I mean, the reason why it was so easy for me, because I wasn't thinking like, I'll just take this big risk. Maybe it's deadly, maybe it's not. I'll just shoot roll the dice. So I knew it was not deadly. I knew that it was, at best, a stronghold.
Yeah.
I knew it. Because, very simply, something that contagious cannot be that deadly.
Yeah.
It is an inverse proportion. The more deadly it is, the less contagious it is, and vice versa.
Right.
And so when they told me how contagious it was, I said, fantastic, great.
Yeah.
If I get it, I'll have a bad cold.
Yeah.
Maybe a flu-like symptoms. And then I'll be immune to it.
Yeah.
Or at least to that strand of it.
Right.
And sure enough, I got it one time, and it was barely anything. I got a second time. It was a little heavier. It felt like a flu. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it worth shutting down the entire friggin' economy, the world's economy, devastating lives, not allowing people to go to funerals of their loved ones, not allowing to see their loved ones in hospitals where they were dying? Not allowing kids to go to schools, all that stuff. Anyway, the point is, COVID gave them meaning.
Yeah.
In a time where they had no meaning. This is part of the reason why the Democrats jumped on it, because they found a meaning.
Yeah.
And not like those damn conservatives who they deny the deadliness of this COVID vaccine.
The science.
Virus.
Remember denying the
science? We denied
science.
Science.
Yeah.
And they were fighting for science, don't you know?
Yeah.
Once again, the Democrats were wrong. Right? Always wrong.
Always wrong. Always emotional and wrong, and
they've never been right.
No.
It's as simple as that. And yet they keep on going back to the well, and the well is always poisoned, or at least very muddy. Okay, you don't need it. I mean, you're just wrong. This is not the right place to go down. I also saw this quest for meaning.
Yeah.
When I was at Stanford.
Yeah.
I was there during the big anti-apartheid movement.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Now, I didn't like apartheid, of course. Evil, blah, blah, blah. I'll say all the right words. It was terrible. However, I knew how disingenuous the movement was.
Yeah.
They would not have felt this way whatsoever had the exact same thing been happening, let's say, between Japanese people on the one hand and Filipinos on the other.
They would not care.
They wouldn't give a crap.
No.
Okay? But because it was white and black, it hearkened to the 50s and 40s in America, and they wanted to really fight. This was a great fight for them.
Yeah.
And so, but they don't actually live in South Africa. So what way to do that better than to, instead of actually fighting the laws in South Africa as South Africans, they said, let's divest from South Africa.
Yeah.
Everyone should divest, whatever that means. And they also, instead of just saying, look, let the government, because they trust the government so much, let the government handle this, okay?
Right.
Let them not engage in trade or impose heavy tariffs on them. That would be the easy target.
Right.
But that didn't happen. And then they started protesting in America by violating random laws, right? So Rosa Parks, she violated the very law that she was protesting.
The very immoral act.
Very immoral.
Yeah.
So I will not sit in the back of the bus. I will sit where I damn well please. And that law itself is immoral.
Yeah.
That's what I'm protesting. These guys would just trespass all over the place and get arrested, even though, and they say, well, we're doing it for a noble cause. Well, you're doing it at the Stanford bursar's office, and they just invaded the place.
So it wasn't like a South African embassy or something like that.
No, and even then you shouldn't do it.
No.
But
Especially
it wasn't
then,
even
but
that. And so they were protesting Stanford having any sort of relations whatsoever with South Africa. Anyway, gave them meaning.
Yeah.
Tremendous meaning. And all these other people who had been kind of like, I was going to say call them bums, but a lot of the Stanford students are not bums. I mean, you're getting to Stanford, you got some sort of chops about you.
Yeah.
But even so, some people are like, just kind of plodded along in their lives. But this gave them life.
Yeah.
Suddenly, they had a chance to matter. And it's this quest to matter that only God gives in any real sense. Everything else, you matter in your own way. Like a woman will suddenly feel like she's important by having a OnlyFans account or a website or something like that.
Oh, she's making money too, but yeah.
She might. No, I understand that a lot of OnlyFans women don't make money. They make a tiny bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear some stories about some women making a lot of money because they do crazy things, but it's all about mattering in the end. Like this one woman who decided that she was going to have sex with 1,000 men in
Bonnie
one day.
Blue or something or something.
I don't know her name, but I just know that she achieved that great milestone. Equating that to what's Chuck Yeager's breaking the speed of sound. Like, no, lady, it's like it's not quite the same thing.
Yeah.
You just have sex. It's not that hard to do. And sure enough, she had 1,000 men. It's so disgusting, the whole thing. But she not once does she think, this is really disgusting. What have I done?
Yeah.
Because she has no sense of worth herself, and she still wants to matter. And this way, she matters.
Yeah.
Look how important I am.
Yeah.
So people do this right and left. They, like the Antifa guys, the protests that you're seeing in Minnesota, these are people who are desperate for meaning. I guarantee you that virtually none of them, maybe there's one or two people, but virtually none of them have a real faith in God. I would posit that they are not real believers. Something is lacking. They may go to church here and there. They may claim that they're a Christian, but not, they're Christians and they're Christians.
Yeah.
They're people who are really devout and they know what Jesus wants, what God wants. And they wouldn't do this crap, okay? Because they've got all the meaning in their lives that they need. Okay?
Yeah.
And they certainly don't need to get paid for it.
No.
Anyway, it's an interesting exploration, right?
Yeah.
The power of meaning, and that's what they're exploiting right now.
Yeah.
They don't have to brainwash them. They don't have to, well, they are brainwashing them, but they don't have to extort them. They don't have to blackmail them. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They just have to offer them meaning.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
Suddenly they're important for that one moment. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. A lot of interesting news to talk about. You may have heard this story about Israel destroying the UNRWA offices in Jerusalem. Okay.
I heard, but I didn't know what UNRWA was actually.
Yeah. Well, I want you to hear this
Yeah.
because it's actually on a video, and it's quite a beautiful video. most of the time, you don't think of videos as beautiful.
Yeah.
But this is quite beautiful. Check this out.
Following through on years of threats. Israeli crews tear through UNRWA's East Jerusalem headquarters, cheered on by one of the country's most powerful politicians.
It's a historical day, it's a festive day, and it's a very important day for the control of Jerusalem.
The UN's Palestinian Aid Agency had been at the site since 1952, but international staff were forced to leave early last year when a ban on UNRWA's operations in Israel came into force and their visas were ripped up.
This is a new level of open and deliberate defiance of international law.
Israel has long accused UNRWA of being infiltrated by Hamas, saying its staff took part in the deadly October 7 attacks. An internal probe led to the sacking of 9 UNRWA staff over suspected involvement. But the UN has repeatedly insisted claims the entire agency is rotten are unfounded. UNRWA's chief calling it a barbaric new era, with Israeli officials competing to take credit for the destruction of a UN compound, while others call for the annihilation of UNRWA staff. This is the latest.
All right. So a lot of things to unpack here.
Yeah.
I like how they said that they were forced to leave and that they're destroying this, and this is a terrible violation of international law, blah, blah, blah. Very little is mentioned about the fact that, yes, UNRWA actually participated and helped coordinate the October 7 attacks. This is not an allegation. This is a fact.
That's kind of a big omission.
It's a big omission, right? And now they claim at the very end that Israel is calling for the annihilation of the entire UNRWA staff. Okay.
Well,
that's garbage.
Yeah.
No, they're destroying a building.
Yeah.
There's not as if there's people in there.
Right.
Like, you hear the screaming in the background. Oh my God, I'm still here. Like, it's not like that. Okay. They're destroying the building. Okay. They don't have a right to be there. These guys are evil. Okay. You squandered your credibility and your right to be there as a UN organization, which I find very invaluable. Having no value whatsoever anyway.
No.
Totally incompetent. You don't need them. Always making bad decisions. This is the same organization that constantly condemns Israel. I mean, more than any other nation in the entire world, including Somalia, including Syria, including the Congo, including Rwanda. I mean, they spent all their time condemning Israel. Why? Because 27 members of the Arab League are always there raising their hands to condemn.
Yeah.
So this nonsense, I can't take it seriously.
No.
And so I celebrate with the Israelis. Destroy this place. You guys are only damaging us. There's no good that you provide us.
Yeah.
So good.
If
I'm
you
very
have
happy.
a connection with a terrorist organization, coordinated a terrorist attack,
Yes.
I think everyone should be indicted.
Totally agree.
You should face consequences.
Yes.
It shouldn't. No, you keep on going because you're associated with the UN, which should exist. Yeah.
More news in the Jewish world.
Yeah.
So there is this story of a lot of British Jews who want to leave Britain. And the United States, get this, is interested in giving them asylum.
As they should.
I'm for it. I mean, it's if they are suffering for one of the standards of political asylum, or just asylum generally, is that you are being targeted for your faith, for your political beliefs, or for your membership in a certain group. I think there's one other thing also. But definitely when it comes to being attacked because you're Jewish, that meets that criteria.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, just because the UK is ostensibly a democracy, question whether that's true. But just because they're a democracy doesn't mean that they are not protecting their citizens, that they are protecting their citizens. They're obviously not.
Yeah.
Jews are being attacked right and left, and they have a lot of stories to tell. So maybe it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you heard this story. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So Shapiro, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, he was considered and vetted by the Harris campaign to be her running mate for vice president.
Yeah, he was in the top running. He had really gotten to the...
He would have been... when he was not chosen, I felt, hey, we're in a good position here.
Yeah.
When Tim Walz was chosen instead, I'm like, what a loser. This is terrible. And for them. And I thought we had a really good chance, and of course we won.
Yeah.
Had she chosen Josh Shapiro, there may have been a very good chance that she would be president today.
Wow.
Yeah. But there are circumstances where she had to rush. I know what it was. It was her husband, I forget his name, meaning Harris's husband.
Yeah.
Something funky. He had an affair with the nanny or something like that.
Yeah, he did that a lot.
That story was coming out, and so she needed to take the wind out of the sail of that story.
Oh.
And so she had to quickly choose a VP so that people wouldn't talk too much more about her husband.
Right.
So that's how she landed on Tim Walz. Oops. Now, I'm not saying that she would have chosen Josh Shapiro because he was pro-Israel and is Jewish and, noticeably pro-Israel.
Right.
And that would be a problem for the Harris campaign because, they can't be pro-Jewish, God forbid.
Yeah.
Because never mind, that our country is founded on Judeo-Christian principles.
Yeah.
And those who bless the Jews will be blessed and those who curse will be cursed. Doesn't matter. Let's curse them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So Josh Shapiro was not on the curse train. Let's put it that way. And apparently when they vetted him, he was asked whether he was an Israeli agent.
Really?
Yeah.
The Harris campaign asked him about
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he was very upset about that. He said it was very offensive. And then they responded to him, well, we had to ask. No, just because you're Jewish, you had to. Would you ask that to Tim Walz?
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask that for everyone that you vetted, Jewish or not, then it would be less offensive. But because he was Jewish, you assumed he's like an agent.
Right.
I mean, it's one thing to be pro-Israel. To be an agent for Israel? Really?
Yeah.
As if he would say, oh, yeah, you know what? You got me.
Yeah.
I am an agent for Israel. Yes.
There's not enough work as governor. I'm also an agent for another country.
A double agent. Triple agent.
Yeah.
But it's so stupid. Like, and he ended up saying, well, if I were an agent, I wouldn't tell you, right?
Yeah.
For one thing. And secondly, I'm not an agent. Okay?
Right.
It's really offensive. I just thought it was really funny.
Or I think that she made the right decision for her because imagine running for president and your VP is, 10, 20 times smarter than you?
Yes.
Where it's so where Waltz, she didn't have that problem.
Yeah.
They're both kind of
was
in the
goofy
same
and
level.
still is goofy.
Yeah.
No, he's.
But Shapiro was actually could run on a Republican ticket because he's not an idiot. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because, as you know, the Trump first year has just finished.
Yeah.
The anniversary happened on, I believe, the 20th, yesterday. And so it's interesting to compare a tale of two periodicals. So on the one is Epoch News, which is a conservative periodical. And the way they describe it, and I love it, is, what do they say? 30 ways Trump impacted the U.S. and the world in the first year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the Epoch Times. And they also have a subtitle, From Economic Growth to Border Security and Peace Deals, a look at Trump's actions in the years, in year one of his second term. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and a very flattering picture of Trump, all things good. And then, of course, they go on to detail some of the very interesting things that he did. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But the New York Times, by contrast, they talk about the horrible situation since Trump took over in this past year. And can we survive? Right? The title is A Tumultuous First Year of Trump's Second Term.
Wow.
It's really interesting.
So objective, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're both biased. I get that.
Yeah.
You can make the argument. But objectively, Trump really did some amazing, great things.
Yeah.
He sealed the border. Good thing, I think.
Amazing.
Lowered inflation. Good thing, I think.
That was really good.
Interest rates going down. Good thing, right?
Yeah.
Fentanyl going down. Deaths are way, way down. Crime stopped in Washington, D.C. and many other cities. The tariffs are bringing in a huge amount of revenues without increasing inflation, as they had predicted.
Yeah.
The GDP is wild. We talked about this last week, 5.3, 5.4%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. It's wonderfully insane.
Yeah.
And then all the peace deals we talked about, including helping end the Hamas war and helping diffuse and denuclearize Iran.
Yeah.
And now putting it on the brink of collapse, Iran. So this is all good stuff. But they can't abide. they have to frame it in a way of like creating tension and race relations and using undemocratic principles to get his way and to arrest people without warrants and such. That's their take. That's the way they want you to perceive this.
Yeah.
And don't hear anything else.
Right.
There's nothing else good. Never mind, ICE is doing their job. This is what they're supposed to do. We're allowed to get rid of guys that are not supposed to be here in this country.
Yeah.
And that Obama had done the same thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So it's, anyway, it's, again, like I said, a tale of two periodicals.
Yeah.
Now, how does the New York Times put it? They say it's a sharp erosion of democratic norms. Don't really talk about it very much. They say scholars and experts describe the U.S. democratic system as being pushed toward competitive authoritarianism, okay, because of Trump and his consolidation of power.
That makes no sense.
His attacks on checks and balances and use of federal forces against dissent.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not against dissent. It's against illegal aliens and the people who are trying to protect them illegally.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll arrest you if you get in the way of the police or ICE or any other federal agent trying to do his or her job.
Yeah. And
Done.
that's exactly what Biden did. He put journalists in prison. He arrested protesters who are peaceful. Like
January 6th. That's all you need to say.
100%.
Aggressive and controversial immigration enforcement. This is, again, New York Times. Political retaliation and retribution campaigns.
Like the indictments of Trump.
Yes. No, we want to show that these are... What did you want us to do?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's cool. You guys, totally fabricated these cases against me, called me a sex pervert and everything else. But I should just say, that's cool. Don't worry about it. Okay? But when I go after it, that's when you say that's retribution. What was what you did to Trump? He's just trying to balance things and also preserve his reputation.
And he really hasn't done that many indictments. Comey's not even indicted, I don't think, anymore. Like, there's no political retribution that has happened. I would like some.
Good point.
I would like Comey in prison. But
exactly right. Economic and affordability concerns. Like, what are you talking about here? This is ridiculous. Despite some claims of success, this is New York Times, many voters were unhappy about rising prices and the cost of living, including affordability of housing and essentials. You see, this is such a vague thing. Many people are unhappy about it. You'll always have somebody. Nobody will ever say, you know what? Everything's affordable. I'm good.
Yeah.
And in fact, you can even increase the prices on me. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
You think that they're not going to say this?
Yeah.
Of course. You just put a microphone in front of any. Are you Democrat? Okay, great. Say something about affordability. It's terrible out there. You heard it here.
Yeah.
You heard it right there from the man on the street. It's not affordable.
Yeah.
And in fact, things are very affordable. Inflation has gone down dramatically. Interest rates are going down. Like I said, jobs are going up. You just can't argue with these facts.
Yeah.
Then he talks about, then the New York Times says finally, foreign policy controversies. Controversies.
Yeah.
Like, you mean like the 8 conflicts that he's solved? That's a controversy now.
Well, there are people making money from those conflicts. What about them?
No, we shouldn't have peace because that's a controversy.
No, it puts the State Department out of work.
They prefer the status quo. Then you don't have a controversy.
Right.
Okay. So, but of course they push on Greenland. And they say, here he is demanding Greenland. Well, you know what? Greenland came to an agreement with him. And Trump is happy. America's happy. Oops. Like, did you think he was going to invade Greenland? Really? This is what you think? No, he just saw that this is an important thing. This is something that needs to be done. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
He's a man that knows what needs to be done, and he decides to do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't say, well, it needs to be done, but it's just politically toxic. I can't do it. No, I just can't. No, he does it.
Yeah.
I mean, who needs all this controversy about Greenland? Right?
Yeah.
Why would he need it? But he did it. He pushed it, and he got it.
Yeah, and a lot of presidents have wanted that. Like,
for
everybody understands the tactical need for it.
Yeah.
Everybody understands the resources. This is not out of nowhere.
No. Now, finally, on the New York Times article, zero mention of all his peace deals.
That is such a shame.
Yeah.
Because that's legitimately, you got to call bases.
That's
and
the
strikes.
800-pound gorilla
Yeah.
that they just don't want to deal with. Like,
Yeah.
no, why? This is a fantastic thing. If Obama had done this, if Clinton had done this, if Biden had done this,
Yeah.
okay, they'd be saying, what a marvelous statesman. I mean, this is the kind of man we need.
Right.
But nothing. So, look, that's the problem for the New York Times, because they lose a lot of credibility.
Yeah.
It's hard to really ignore everything. You can play some games and distort some things and say he's going off half-cocked when it comes to Greenland. Okay, you can do that. And that he's, the whole Canada thing, 51st state and all that. Okay. But you can't ignore these peace deals.
No.
You can't. And that's why Trump has to, in every speech, mention these things.
Yeah.
Because the cameras are on him, and even the mainstream media has to pick it up.
Yeah.
All right, Minnesota. The whole Insurrection Act and stuff. Don Lemon,
Oh, God.
your pal,
Yeah.
could face federal charges because he went into the facility, the church,
Yeah.
and then he began committing journalism, whatever that is. As if by saying, they're saying that they're thinking about indicting him because he's just being a reporter, don't you know?
Just committing reporting.
And that's his crime, committing journalism, and to make it sound so ridiculous. And then that's a great talking point.
Yeah.
Oh, Don Lemon, you trespassed.
Yeah.
And just because you have a microphone on you doesn't mean that you're trespassing any less.
Right.
Right. That's like going with the Manson family and going into the Tate and LaBianca families and participating in the murders and saying, "Oh, I'm just covering this."
Yeah. Squeaky Frong was a reporter.
That's all she had to do. Yes, if she just said it that way, she could have saved a lot of prison time.
Yeah.
All right. It's not a shield for being an embedded part of a criminal conspiracy.
Yeah.
Keith Ellison says this.
God.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
The protest is fundamental to American society. This country started in a protest. Okay? It's freedom of expression. Well, let's hear what he actually has to say. Okay, because this is worth it.
The protest is fundamental to American society. This country started in a protest. And, it's freedom of expression. People have a right to lift up their voices and make their peace. And none of us are immune from the voice of the public. So quite honestly, I think that you got the First Amendment, freedom of religion, and the First Amendment, freedom of expression. And I think that, it's just something that you got to live with in a society.
So the last part is something that you have to just live with in a society, right?
Yeah.
In other words, suck it up, big boy, right?
Yeah.
No, that is not acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, just imagine what would happen if a group of Christians stormed a mosque during prayer services, no less.
Yeah.
Or even Ellison's own mosque. He's Muslim.
Oh.
And then we told him, it's just something you got to live with.
Right. Or how about this?
Oh, no, here we go.
A priest prays outside of an abortion clinic. He would never do 2-3 years for that alone.
No, he wouldn't.
No,
that's a great point.
That would never happen.
But they don't see, they can never put the shoe on the other foot.
No. Of course not. Attack.
And I never understood that phrase, by the way.
Yeah.
Are the 2 feet kind of competing with each other? Are they angry with each other? Anyway.
That is actually true.
Where that expression must have come from somewhere.
I just can't sleep. They're fighting all night.
I understand, waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's another shoe metaphor.
Yeah.
But or expression. But this one doesn't make sense. But really, seriously, if we're on the other foot and he had to now deal with Christians or Jews or atheists for that matter, storming into a mosque to protest their terrorism. Okay, he would say, this is outrageous. This is a violation of the First Amendment. And technically he would be right.
Yeah.
But it's okay when you do it to a church.
Oh, yeah.
And they were protesting a pastor because he had a pro-Israel and pro-ICE posture.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's very blatant, all I can say.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a video of Ben Shapiro, I can't find it, on the Gavin Newsom show, challenging his own press secretary, who had said that Minnesota, meaning what ICE is doing, is state-sponsored terrorism. And Ben Shapiro asked Newsom, like, do you agree with that? And he goes, no, that's absurd. Okay, so that was good. But again, there's Gavin Newsom saying whatever needs to be said for the moment and knowing that no one will ever bring it up to contradict him.
He actually does seem affable, though, because he is so agreeable. He's always on your side no matter what in the interview.
That's true.
And then the next interview is, and then how he runs it is completely opposite.
Well, it's like the Saturday Night Live episode when they were talking about Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton did the same thing when he was... and you see this woman saying... and he says, okay, is there anybody with any questions? And this one woman, who's obviously crazy, goes, I want to know where my stuff is. Where's my stuff? And then Bill Clinton says, if this campaign is about anything, it's about stuff. Right? So he just kind of rolls with everything that comes his way. So he just agrees with everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Gavin Newsom is, to your point.
Yeah.
The anti-ICE mob also storms into hotels in Minneapolis looking for ICE members, and they even chase and attack the police. So that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Look, this can't happen without enabling local government or even state government by telling them don't get involved.
Yeah.
Don't stop these people. And that's to say nothing of the fact that there are far fewer police than there were before. And I think a lot of police are demoralized. They don't want to be law enforcement in Minneapolis because their governor and their mayor are not supportive of actually stopping crime.
Yeah.
So question is, should Trump invoke the Insurrection Act?
Yep.
Okay. Now, before you say, "Oh, that seems pretty drastic," many presidents have done this before, and they quickly put an end to travesties that are taking place in their particular states. In Section 8 of the Constitution, the power to call forth a militia was expressly given to the Congress, but then delegated to the president 2 years after this act passed. President Washington used that and called forth a militia to oppose the Whiskey Rebellion, which was a pretty serious rebellion.
Yeah.
Basically, they didn't want to be taxed. Federal officers came in and they took care of business there. So I can go on and on. Okay, for over 200 years since then, the Insurrection Act has been invoked in response to 30 separate crises.
Wow.
Okay, so you think it's like once or twice.
Right.
30 times. With the most recent instance occurring during the 1992 California riots here in Los Angeles. Yeah,
oh, wow.
When it was used by George H.W.
Yeah.
Okay? The current language for the Insurrection Act is in 10 U.S.C. Section 252, use of militia and armed forces. Whenever the president considers that unlawful obstructions, combinations, or assemblages, or rebellion against the authority of the United States make it impracticable to enforce the laws of the United States in any state by the ordinary course of judicial proceedings, he may call into federal service such of the militia of any state and use such of the armed forces as he considers necessary to enforce those laws or to suppress the rebellion. Okay? Why is this not an insurrection?
Yeah.
I mean, the Democrats are thrilled to call January 6th an insurrection.
That's all they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they invoked a very heavy hand.
Yep.
But why is this not insurrection?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're clear. You cannot deny, even if you don't like, you want illegal immigrants to stay here and not to have any action against them. You can't deny that they are simply enforcing the laws that you don't like. I get it.
Yeah.
But they're interfering with that.
Right.
Blocking traffic and otherwise hounding ICE agents and trying to get their names and everything else. Okay.
And they can't say that there's not judicial review.
Right. That's exactly right.
Judges are overturning this stuff all the time. And they can't say, I'm sure it was a Democrat president who sent in the National Guard because some black kids wanted to go into a high school in the South, right?
Right.
It was, yeah.
I know.
Whoever, yeah.
Look, and part of the problem is that Democrat public officials, including Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, have incited this resistance and violence towards the federal agents. And that's a bad thing. ICE agents have been attacked by left-wingers with cars and shovels, and other potentially dangerous devices. And like we talked about, trying to chase them, trying to figure out their names.
Yeah.
Almost certainly, based on the facts at hand, the Democrats and their allied left-wing groups are establishing unlawful obstructions and so on, just like the act says. So what's wrong with invoking this?
Yeah.
Now, if we don't do this now, this is my point, this will only embolden other so-called sanctuary cities and states
Yes.
to defy ICE.
100%.
It worked in Minneapolis. Let's do what our boys in Minneapolis did.
Yeah.
Okay? So that can't be allowed to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So take a listen to what they have to say, what your boy Jacob Frey has to say about this, because he's an interesting guy.
And cause chaos on your streets. If the goal here is to create peace and safety and calm, there's a very clear antidote here, which is leave. The second these ICE agents leave the city, I'm telling you, you're going to have calm in Minneapolis, and you will continue to see the great comeback that we had been experiencing. Let us get back to that comeback. Let us live in peace. Let us have businesses that are open and daycares where you don't need to escort staff to and from. Let us live in a place where, look, in Minneapolis, we'll stand up. If we have to sled down ice hills to get to a protest, we'll do that. If we've got to...
Anyway, so he talks about all these wonderful things, right? It's a utopia.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I want to go to Minneapolis now.
No Somali fraud, because I forgot about it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No issues there whatsoever.
None.
I mean, but this is the same argument like, hey, if you want peace, Israelis, then just do what Hamas tells you.
Yeah.
Just give up your country. What's your problem? And there will be peace and prosperity, and everyone will love you.
Yeah.
While you're drowning in the sea. But for the short moments while you're still alive in the sea, because Hamas and all the other Arab terrorists have pushed you into the sea, you will be respected. It'll be wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Just do what we say.
Yeah.
It's so brazenly stupid what he's saying. No, that's like saying, with the Waco, Texas, right? When the David Koresh.
David Koresh.
What is it?
Yeah. The Branch Davidians.
Branch Davidians, right? Just leave us alone, and you'll have peace.
Yeah.
It's so simple, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why not the Whiskey Rebellion?
Yeah.
Everything will be great if you just don't tax us.
Yeah.
That's not the way it works.
There is no crime if police don't arrest anyone.
Right, exactly.
Odd how that works.
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, then it didn't make a sound.
Yeah, why are you complaining about these?
Just walk away.
Just don't report it, and it's good.
That's like from Mad Max, right?
Yeah.
That was my reference, The Road Warrior, where Humongous, is telling the guys inside who are, they're trapped inside this oil well.
Yeah.
And they want the oil, right? Yeah. It's fantastic. And Humongous surrounds them with his people, and he says, no more bloodshed. Just walk away.
Yeah.
So this Humongous seems like a reasonable man.
Yeah.
I love that movie. You have to see that movie.
Such a good movie.
Story of the Three Little Pigs, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Another story.
Yeah.
But that's what Jacob Frey is saying. Oh, just walk away. That's great. And then we'll just have all of our illegal aliens, continue in this country and encourage other illegal aliens to the country. But, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because they just want peace as well. And he doesn't offer anything in return. No compromise.
No.
Just walk away.
No legal theory either.
No.
Where it's like, no, it's okay if citizens attack local and federal police.
Yes.
This is a good thing, and it's actually the police's problem. Not us, said the KKK.
Right. So approximately 1,500 troops are preparing for a possible Minneapolis deployment.
Like National Guard? Are they doing like the Marines or something? Okay.
National Guard.
Yeah.
And that could be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But check out this comment from Swalwell, Congressman Swalwell.
Our soon-to-be governor in California.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
So he takes a very strident position about ICE agents. And does he like them? You decide.
My message as governor to ICE agents is this. If you harm a single Californian, hire the best lawyer you can afford, because I will bring you to justice. I will use every power in the state to bring you to justice. I will take your driver's license away if you operate in our state with a mask and unidentified.
Okay, so I guess they want the ICE agents to be identified. That's the whole point.
Yep.
And so that they can attack them wherever they may be.
Yeah.
They seem to understand that it's important to mask yourself in certain other circumstances. So is it okay to mask yourself when you're dealing with drug cartel people? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Or Israelis who have to deal with terrorists as well. They're masked up.
Yeah.
And not only that, but their faces are grayed out, or blurred out rather.
Yeah.
And precisely because you don't want to identify them. That helps protect them and give them confidence to go into their job.
Right.
We need that.
Yeah.
But no exception, because this is a Democrat issue. They're trying to protect the illegal aliens so that they can keep on voting and all the, create all the other corruption that's involved in illegal immigration. And he's so bold, just so very bold.
Yeah.
This thing. This is a loser argument for him. And the idea that somehow they're going to have to get a very good lawyer, the ICE agent who does this. Okay, good luck. It's called preemption, federal agent. This is total populism going on here, thinking that somehow the California police have the ability to arrest an ICE agent. They don't. Okay?
Can you threaten a federal officer, though?
No. You can't
Because
do
it
it like
sure
that.
sounds like a threat.
You would have to go through federal authority
Yeah.
to, let's say an ICE agent just pulled out a gun and just blammed away at a guy's head, okay,
Yeah.
whether it's an illegal alien or not. Does he have immunity? No.
No.
Okay. There's qualified immunity, but if he's acting totally outside the scope of his authority as an ICE agent, then he's going to go to prison.
All right.
Maybe on federal charges. I don't know about state charges.
Yeah.
But that's not what he's talking about. He's saying the fact that you're wearing a mask at all is itself a crime.
When before it was a crime to not wear a mask.
Oh, that's right.
We've always been at war with Oceania.
I totally forgot
Our
about
ally is, I forget the other one, Europe Asia or something like that.
Eurasia.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
All right. So that's crazy stuff. But okay. So we kind of covered a lot of Minneapolis and what might happen there.
Yeah.
I think he's going to invoke the Insurrection Act if this heightens any more. At some point, Trump is going to just have to crack down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to say this is a delicious victory, and they're going to mimic it in many other states.
They're going to keep on doing it. Every church is going to be every church.
That's right.
Every synagogue is going to be attacked.
Yeah.
Oddly,
it's already there,
yeah.
But you got a good point. Okay, speaking a little bit about the same subject, or the subject of California and San Francisco. So Mayor Daniel Lurie of San Francisco, no relation, although I kind of wish I was a relation, with him being the heir to the Levi Strauss fortune.
Really?
Yes.
That sweet Lurie money is the
Sweet,
Levi
that's
Strauss.
right. You'd think that he would, throw like a couple million my way, just
jeans,
just because my name is the same as my
or some jeans, maybe a jacket.
Now here's the funny thing: his name is Daniel Lurie, right?
Yeah.
Fine. My sister's name is Danielle Lurie. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird. When he won, and I guess in 24 just now, I said, "Wow, Danielle, do you want to tell us something about this? I had no idea."
Anyway, would have campaigned for you.
I love her. She's a great lady. Anyway, Daniel Lurie is actually a very good mayor, relatively speaking, to a Democrat. And so that's good. I'm happy about that. He's not like Mamdani. I don't have that. My last name is not Mamdani enough to explain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my first name is similar to some other guys, so I have to deal with that most of my life now. All right. He's announced that he will provide free health care for any families making up to $230,000 a year. Now, that may seem generous, people, but keep in mind that $230,000 in San Francisco is like $40,000 anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how much generous, But okay. Point is, how are you going to pay for it?
Yeah.
It always boils down to that. It sounds nice. Give the child care, give the health care, give reparations, which he also wants to do.
Oh, is he San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Why not just give them money? Just give it away. It's exactly the same thing. Either you're paying for their health care, or you're giving the money. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So now they don't have to pay for the health care that they would otherwise pay for. But so you're giving them money. Okay. It's a freebie.
Yeah.
But that's a benefit you get. Now, he's now talking about reparations as well.
Oh, God.
So how does that work?
Yeah.
And he's talking about, well, you have to demonstrate that you've lived here, or you came from a family that has lived here for at least X number of years since the 1880s. I don't know what the rule is, but it's weird.
Yeah.
It's so unworkable. And even if you could, let's say everyone honored it and did it correctly, and there's no fraud, because of course there won't be any fraud. It'll be perfect, because we know that from Minnesota, because the way things were handled at the daycare centers there was a thing to behold.
Yeah.
But I really do want to send my kid to a Leering center. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. But he's otherwise, started off really well by getting rid of the homeless, kind of enforcing a lot of the laws there, which is good.
Yeah.
And then he does this wackadoodle stuff. So I guess he discovered that he's still a Democrat and he's got to do some crazy stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I mean, God forbid somebody might mistake him for a conservative or a Republican, even worse. All right, billionaires, because of such programs and being taxed up the wazoo, are fleeing California within 7 days over the new proposed wealth tax. Okay?
What is it? How much is the wealth tax?
I think it's like 8%.
Wow. Yeah. Of like what you own or of your income?
Of your income.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
wow.
It might be, you know what? I just don't know.
Yeah.
But this is kind of explaining a lot of money and people flowing into Miami and Tennessee and to Las Vegas, Texas, and other parts of Florida.
Yeah.
And they're so surprised. I mean, but the billionaires are really where the main tax base comes from.
Yeah.
Do they not realize this? Do you ever see the movie The Yellow Submarine?
No, I have not.
There's a scene in there. It's a really wacky movie, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a cartoon. There's a scene in there with something called the vacuum monster. And the vacuum monster, just as its name implies, he has this long snout and he just kind of vacuums things up. And he doesn't like something, he just vacuums it up. And then he vacuums up this and vacuums up people and other monsters for that matter. And then finally at the end of the scene, you see he just kind of vacuums the whole background and everything around him. He just, and including himself, whoop, until he goes into oblivion. And somehow the Yellow Submarine still survives. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I think of San Francisco and California at large. They're just the vacuum monster.
Yeah.
They're just eating everything from within, just taking so much from everybody and then being surprised that they have nothing. Where will they get this money for these great programs that they'll waste their money on, and there'll be a lot of fraud anyway, like the bullet train, for example.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Where will they get this money?
Yeah.
When all the billionaires flee California, then, and they're doing it within 7 days because the proposed wealth tax took effect.
Yeah.
Boom, I forget exactly when, but whatever. They're leaving.
Yeah.
They don't want to be subject to that tax.
Yeah.
Now California is going to try to make it retroactive somehow.
Oh yeah.
Highly dubious about the constitutionality of that, but that's another story.
Or this is what I think. I've talked to a handful of FBI agents about like when criminals get caught, and basically they've all said they always get caught because they get greedy. Yes. If they would have kept things under the line, if they would have just stolen a little bit, they would have never been caught. And it seems like so many people, especially California with the bullet train and everything, is getting frantically greedy, where they're like, they kind of know it's over, so they just want to grab as much as they can right at the end, because there's no way it's going to last.
It's like a looting state.
Yeah, like where it's frenzied. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go into that 7-Eleven or Target or whatever and just get as much as you can before everyone else gets it. Just loot.
Yeah.
And they believe it's okay to do that. They just it's a never-ending supply that always stays there. I mean, these are funny people because they believe that there's only so much oil in the world, right?
They totally do. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And therefore we have to, be very circumspect and be very avoid using oil in addition on top of global warming issues, right?
Yeah.
And we're all going to, be out of oil in so many years, which have been many predictions, by the way. All of them collapsed.
Yeah.
But that's it's called the scarcity model. And they believe in that, but they seem to think that the wealth in California is infinite.
Yeah.
Everyone has tons of money. Everyone's got billions of dollars. We'll always have enough money so long as we can tax it.
Yeah.
And we will. And at some point, when do people say enough?
Yeah.
When do they say, you know what, I'm all for high taxes, but when it affects my pocketbook, when you're asking me, who's making, let's say, $75,000 a year, to pay 50% of that, I've got a problem with that.
Yeah.
And then they'll blame the Republicans. It's always blaming the Republicans.
Oh, yeah. You have to have a bad guy. You have to call it out.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not just California anymore.
Okay.
It's now Virginia, too.
Oh, God. Yeah.
In Virginia, Democrats hold both chambers now of the state legislature, the governorship, the lieutenant governor, and the attorney general.
Yeah.
Above and beyond what we looked at recently, Democrats in Virginia have also introduced a bill to eliminate mandatory minimum sentencing for rape, manslaughter, assaulting a law enforcement officer, possession and distribution of child porn, and all repeat violent felonies.
That is evil.
This is from an outlet called Haines, H-E-I-E-N-S, very informative. And they also introduced a slew of new taxes. There you go. A partial list includes new 4.3 sales tax on Uber Eats,
Oh, my God.
Amazon, etc. deliveries.
Oh, dude. What the? No.
Because they were always so reasonable before.
They lost a generation right there along.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't do Uber Eats anymore.
Yeah.
I will pick up at the restaurant.
Right.
I'll order ahead of time. This is what I want. Get my kung pao chicken.
Yeah.
And rice, please, on the side, some spring rolls, and pick it up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you use Uber Eats, I mean, this is what I'm finding, it feels like you're paying double whatever the total amount is anyway.
You're paying
close
so
to
much.
So much more. And then the driver expects you to tip him a huge amount.
Right.
And they get angry if especially if you have a decent, nice house.
Yeah.
They'll say, you can afford more. They're telling me what I should be tipping them.
Yeah. And then the restaurant gets even less by doing Uber. It's
of course
the worst.
Everyone loses.
Yeah.
So that's a great program.
Yeah.
So Virginia learned from California. Good for them.
Yeah.
New sales tax on the admissions to a wide variety of businesses. Create two new higher tax brackets of 8% and 10% on people making over $600,000. A new 10% tax bracket for anyone making over $1 million. 3.8 investment tax on top of state income taxes. All on top of it, state income taxes. That's from Town Hall, all this.
Wow.
And you know what Florida and Texas say when such things happen in any other state?
What?
Welcome, my fellow Americans.
Yep.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
And they'll be so surprised with the sucking sound of people leaving Virginia just as they're leaving New York and California. I mean, is this really a surprise to these people?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Did somebody in Virginia say, wait, can we think about whether or not this will have some negative consequence? Is this all, kicks and giggles?
Yeah.
What is it? Is this all sex and margaritas on the beach? Like a lot of women think about marriage.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right. Greenland. We talked about that.
Yeah.
So Greenland originally ascended with all this kerfuffle. I mean, the bottom line is that Greenland is important for America's security.
Yeah.
Got it. So they have their own troops as well as Denmark. Now, just imagine American soldiers coming in. I think they'll just say like, okay, guys, why don't you get out of here? That's what the American soldiers will say to them.
Yeah.
And they'd say, okay,
yeah,
we're out. I mean, really, you're gonna fight the American soldiers? I just doubt it.
No.
Plus, we have the right to be there militarily. That's a separate question from actually claiming ownership. I get that. But there it is. Now, the New York Times claims this. Breaking news. Trump claims he's pushing for Greenland because he didn't win the Nobel Prize. Okay? I'll take things I have a hard time believing for $200, Alex.
Yeah.
No. Okay, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's such BS.
Yeah.
Okay, you would if he said it on video, it'd be captured on video. Some interview would have said it. No one's pushing back on that. You're not hearing that. It's garbage. That's the New York Times.
Or they're just liars now.
Completely. They'll take away everything they don't want you to see and just invent stuff that they do want you to see.
Yeah.
So here we are. But what we're just heard in it, we're very ignorant about the specifics, but there's some sort of deal that was arranged with Greenland to Trump and his administration's satisfaction, and according to him, to Greenland and NATO's satisfaction.
Oh, nice.
So something positive happened. We'll get the details later.
Yeah.
Okay. But no surprise. I mean, he pulled back on all the tariffs, the threat of tariffs, because he got what he wanted at the end of the day. So I think maybe Greenland said something like, okay, fine, put on as many troops as you need. But this is still our sovereign nation. You guys come in whenever you damn well please.
Yeah.
Okay, we give you complete carte blanche, complete easement over the entire country.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to build infrastructure for the Greenland people. What do you call them, by the way? Greenlanders?
Greenlanders? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds more sexy when you say Greenlanders.
Greenlandians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know that the leaders of the coalition government in Vienna for Austria are now banning Sharia law?
Really?
Yes.
I can't. That is actually the first rational thing from Europe I have heard in years.
Chancellor Christian Stocker declared that there is no room for a caliphate in Austria.
That is, yeah.
Okay. Now, you have to ask yourself, would this be happening? This declaration that there can not be Sharia law there. Would this be happening if Trump were not the president?
Oh, yeah.
And if he had not taken such bold moves already against radical Islam and Iran? If he had not set the tone.
Yeah.
And of course the answer is no, this would never have happened without him.
Right.
All right. Iran and the uprising, the regime pressure, all that stuff. I have one question and only one question.
Yeah.
Where is Greta what is Greta
Thunberg? Greta Thunberg.
Where is she?
How dare you
That's
not
right.
know where I am?
So we know that there was at least 5,000 people killed in the uprising.
Oh,
and
God.
there's some talk about at least 20,000.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Okay. Even if it's the lowest number, 5,000, that's an atrocious number.
Yeah.
Where is she? She doesn't say a word about this. You should be shocked and appalled that Iran is repressing its people from pure democracy. What's happening here?
Yeah.
Greta, we sent up the bat signal, and you never came.
I'm at Davos. Shaming.
Maybe she was worried the Israelis would put her on an El Al flight again.
Yeah.
Because that is worse than any torture that you
Yeah.
can throw anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sat her in the back seat near the bathrooms between two davening Orthodox Jews. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, she wouldn't be able to take that.
No. And the kosher food there, hey, it's kosher, great, not so good. Not because it's kosher. It's just El Al is not famous for its excellent food.
Right. Really?
No.
That actually surprises me.
It's getting better. El Al is getting better.
I heard you could have actual utensils though. Like knives and forks, like actual, not plastic little things, but actual like silverware.
Yeah. No, they're fine with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know why you're digressing. Why are you
We're talking
derailing
about
me,
food.
mister? That's true. Yeah. Don't get in the way between Devin and his food. All right. The Times of the United Kingdom. The Sunday Times has obtained a new report from doctors on the ground saying that at least 16,500 protesters have died and 330,000 have been injured. Most of them in 2 days of utter slaughter in the most brutal crackdown. This is a whole new level of brutality, said Professor Amir Parasta, an Iranian-German eye surgeon and medical director of Munich Med. Dr. Ellie David says this is the worst daily massacre since the Holocaust, and the world is silent.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't see this. Where are the protests in the street? Where are the protests at Columbia, Yale, Harvard, all those places?
Yeah.
Why? Why does Israel get all your wrath and demands to somehow leave the country, river to the sea?
Yeah.
And you get to call them a genocidal, maniacal country, and somehow not a pip from you when it comes to Iran.
No. Or even any country that does that. It should be, come on, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iranian TV apparently was hacked, which is kind of cool. The Shah's son, the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, was on the air in Iran for 10 whole minutes across the entire nation. Pretty cool. No doubt he supported their protests. The Iranian regime warned on January 18 that any aggression against its leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, would amount to waging all-out war against Iran, and indicated it may proceed with executing hundreds of citizens detained during the protests that have swept the country. Okay.
What monsters? It's like, hey, if you judge me, I'm going to hit my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to hit my children.
Oh, that's a great point.
Like,
that's
come
a great
on.
point.
Yeah. Don't you dare judge me. Yeah.
Look, I will say that these bastards are pretty damn consistent. Okay. This is what Hamas does, right?
Yeah.
They use their children as shields, and their women and so on like that. Hezbollah, same thing. So why stop now?
Yeah.
Right? Iran is doing that. I will kill my own people if you go against me. Knowing that their greatest weapon, as it is the greatest weapon against Israel, is our decency.
Yep, our humanity.
They know that they can manipulate that.
Yeah.
So you don't want it, me to kill my own people. I'm telling you, I'm going to do it. It reminds me of the scene out of Blazing Saddles.
Oh,
you ever see that, right?
yeah.
Where the black guy, the black sheriff, I guess, right? And
the sheriff is near.
And so he sees himself surrounded, and then he pulls out a gun, puts it to his own temple, and he says, "Back off," or the N word.
Yeah,
gets it.
Yeah,
and they all kind of back off, really worried. But that's exactly what the Ayatollah is doing, isn't he? Back off, or I'll kill my own people.
Yeah.
What I mean, at least Saddam Hussein said when we were about to invade, I will kill all you soldiers, American soldiers, and have you boiling in your own blood.
See, that's a man. That's a real man.
That's
it's
a
like,
man.
I'm going to
That's
fight
what a
you man
would
to
say.
man. Yeah, I'm not going to kill children.
No.
Like, come on, my own children. Like, who does that?
Yeah. No, the boiling in their own blood, that's
He got artistic.
You need
they
lot
have
of
a
blood to
little
boil
poetic
in your own
society.
blood. Yeah, it's poetic license. I get it.
He was cooking on that. Yeah, it's just
as it were. So, but this guy's saying, I'm going to kill my own people in their own blood.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Not as poetic.
Yes. What a weirdo. So what do you think is going to happen? Are we going to maybe do some military action there? A lot of our assets are now at the Red Sea, which is very poised to attack Iran. What do you think is going to happen?
You know what? I don't know. Every day is like something new where you're like, wait, what? That's going on? This is like, I just don't know, because I wish we would just run arms.
Yes.
Like light arms, light armament to every single person we can, just drop them over the thing, because the Iranian population, educated, intelligent, sophisticated, and it's a lot different than if we're going to do that with Syria or Somalia. You have actually people who I think will, like, if we give them the right to stand up, best case scenario.
Yes.
Because if they're the ones standing up and creating their own democracy and their own government, I would much rather that than America coming in and be like, oh no, we're going to tell the leaders and this is it. No, like, organically just arm them to the teeth.
I think we're going to attack.
You think so?
I think we need to attack.
Yeah. Like boots on the ground attack or like air?
No, air attacks.
Okay.
Pinpoint attacks. We can do this very aggressively with the help of Israel.
Yeah.
And because Trump cannot afford this brutality to continue, and to let the regime stay in power, because that will be a big loss. It'll be considered a failure of his administration. Yeah, you did all these things, but you didn't stop Iran.
Right.
And now they're still the menace that they always have been.
Attack from the air with pallets of cash or like with bombs?
Well, that's the most effective thing. Cash is always the first go-to solution.
Arm them so they can make more nuclear bombs.
That really worked. You know that works. Look, you give me a couple $1 billion, I'll do a lot of things.
I'll chill. Yeah.
No, I won't. All right. And now for the comeuppance and historical and laughable irony department.
Yeah.
Okay. What am I talking about? The Chinese are having a major childbirth problem.
Really?
Yeah. Their fertility rate is plummeting. They cannot replace their own people. They lost more than 1 million people in terms of net population just in 1 year.
Wow.
1 million people.
Jeez.
Far more deaths than there are births.
Yeah.
Far more. And so now China is declaring childbirth a patriotic act. Okay?
Four-child policy.
Right. So this is fascinating. So this is from the country that had the one-child policy.
Yep. Yeah.
And they thought they were having a massive problem. They were controlling a terrible population issue. And now they're begging their people to have children and rewarding them with massive, bennies.
Yeah.
You won't have to pay taxes. You won't have to, you'll get a free car. It's amazing the things that they're now offering. They are desperate to have more people.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorite parts. They're taxing condoms. Okay. They're adding a value-added tax of 13% on condoms.
Wow.
To make it difficult for people to use them. So, look, China, there are other ways to avoid pregnancy. Okay. Yeah. But condoms, I guess they got to start somewhere. Okay?
Right. And Pakistan is really close to send all the Pakistanis in. You're going to be better. They're going to make your country better.
Yes.
Just like they're doing it to England. So
they've pulled out all the stops.
Yeah.
They've pulled every lever. And the efforts have largely failed. For the fourth year in a row, China reported more deaths than births in 2025 as its birth rate plunged to a record low. That's got to be a little bit embarrassing.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe they might be thinking, that forcing all those abortions until 2015 or so, maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have done that. What do you think?
Yeah.
Li or Wang or Hung or whatever your names are. Like oops.
Yeah.
And now they're discovering that the only answer to increasing your fertility rate, what do you think it is?
I think booze and some good music. Barry White,
No, that is not even in the bingo card. There's only one answer, and it's God.
Yep.
Okay. And countries have tried this. They try to incentivize people to have babies by saying to couples, hey, if you have 4 or more children, you won't ever have to pay taxes for the rest of your lives.
We need to do that.
We'll give you hold on.
Yeah.
We'll give you a massive, camper or whatever it is, so you can take your kids everywhere. Your tuition for your kids will be free.
Nice.
We'll give you diaper supplies. They throw in everything. And the people still don't want to have kids.
Wow.
That's how much they don't want to have kids. They've been told that their government will take care of everything, and they don't want responsibility. So kids are responsibility. That is a bottom line, that the government can't do that for them.
Yeah.
As much as the old Soviet Empire wanted to do that, right?
Yeah.
And tried to do that. But that is too much. They just don't want to be accountable. You cannot have a lot of kids without God.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Hungary tried to do this. A lot of other countries have tried to do all these incentives. None of them work. I mean, tiny blips here and there. Like maybe you were already planning to have a third child, and then this kind of pushed you over the edge to have that third child. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But no, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
So take a listen to this video, because it's a reporting about this, and it's just it's just interesting how they present it.
Right.
And this is about the condom tax.
Beijing is imposing a 13% tax on condoms and contraceptives. After 3 decades of exemption, Beijing is putting a price tag on protection, hoping money might do what slogans and subsidies couldn't: make China have more babies. The urgency is real. China's population is falling at a record speed, shrinking by millions each year. Births in 2024 hit the lowest level since the founding of the People's Republic. Beijing has tried almost everything. Scrapped the one-child policy, introduced the 3-child norm, rolled out cash rewards, home subsidies, cheaper mortgages, extended maternity leave, and even pushed local governments to fund IVF treatments. But none of it has slowed the slide. Young Chinese remain unconvinced, weighed down by insane work hours, brutal housing prices, and fears of raising children in an ultra-competitive world. The new condom tax is Beijing's latest pressure tactics. Officials say the aim is simple: shift mindsets, make contraception less convenient, make childbirth feel economically smarter. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy, right? So
That is
again,
insane.
you just heard all these incentives that they threw at, none of it is working.
Yeah.
And it's, in my book, Atheism Steals, I talk a lot about things like this.
Yeah.
That they don't go the extra mile to figure out the why.
Yeah.
And if they did figure out the why, they would realize the only reason why people have children is that they have a sense of belonging to a past and to the future.
Yeah.
They have an obligation to civilization. A Chinese person, and for that matter, a Hungarian person and an American person, if you teach them that life sucks and that America's a racist country and human beings are awful and we're all going to kill ourselves one way or the other, why would you have children?
Yeah.
There's no purpose. They don't, and the Chinese government is not telling them why they should have kids.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think like, hey, we need a lot of children because we want to advance the greatness of China. Okay, say that at least. I mean, it's not going to work, but at least say that.
Yeah.
Give them a sense of direction. We talked about the theme of meaning, right?
Yeah.
None of these things that they're offering have any meaning to them.
All right.
Like getting more money or more tax breaks, longer maternity leave. You think that's meaning?
No.
That's the thing you're missing. Meaning is everything.
Yeah.
People will pay a lot for that. They'll pay you, the government, to give them meaning,
Right.
but you don't offer them meaning. And you made it official too. In China in particular, you are an atheist government.
Yeah.
Okay. Now many other countries have the same fertility issue because they are de facto atheists. They're not officially atheists, but they've lost their way. They've lost their interest in Christianity and Judaism. And then they're surprised that all these people are not having children. There is no point to having children. I keep on saying this. If you're an atheist or to you, God is just a fantasy and may or may not exist, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't really feel an obligation to God. Okay. Church is not part of your life. I don't get why you would even have kids. Why would you entertain the idea of having kids? Why? And don't tell me it's to continue with your values.
Right.
Because you can be very influential. I mean, this podcast is very influential.
Yeah.
I'm passing on my values, and a lot of people adopt. I hear people say, I really appreciate what you said the other day, the other podcast. It was really good. I loved it. And they are echoing my point. Why do I need to have a child to echo my values?
Yeah.
And children, as you know, very often go against their parents' values. So you have a child and it costs a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot less nookie with your wife, right? No vacations or at least sacrifice a lot of vacations. You can't have that nicer car, all the things we talked about many times over. And then the child might hate you.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid you have a Nick Reiner situation.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was crazy. Of course, I'm not saying that the kid could kill you, but he could kill you.
Oh, yeah.
For all you know. But more likely, he could say, I think your ideas are stupid, Dad.
Right. Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're not invited to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And you never see him.
Yeah.
Okay? That's it.
Yeah.
So much for your values being passed on. And even if he did pass on your values, why do you care?
Yeah.
If you think that this is all just a crazy, random thing that has come out of nothing, there is no purpose, no direction. Okay, fine. Why do you care?
Yeah.
You're going to go become nothing. It's like the famous joke, what does the atheist said on his deathbed as he's dying? Well, there goes nothing, right? So why?
Yeah.
Just explain this to me. Any atheist out there, anybody who really doesn't believe in God, tell me why you would have a child.
Yeah.
And I have not gotten a straight answer other than, I mean, it's not a good answer other than I want to pass on my values.
Right.
Meaningless.
Yeah.
Why is it important to you? You could be a mentor to somebody and pass on your values that way. Why do you have to have your own biological child?
Yeah.
Silly. It's just silly. It's like a business that hires somebody at the age of 14 and has to teach them everything on the sophisticated level. Why not just let that person learn from everybody else's business, and then when he's 35 and very experienced, you hire him.
Yeah.
Because now he's got all this great skill.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing with kids. Why if you want to pass on values, you want to shape somebody, get somebody that's already kind of like-minded like you, and kind of push them a little bit further.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've talked too much about this, but it's a very big irony right now, and I bet they don't talk at all about the fact that they try to enforce this one-child policy and preferred that people didn't have children at all, and they force these abortions on people and have people rat out others when they suspect that somebody is having more than one child, that the woman's pregnant with another child, even though she's not pregnant. I mean, terrible things, just the horror stories that happened. Yeah. And then to say, of course, of all abortions that are mostly of girls. So now they have a massive male overpopulation, whatever the word is, an overage of males in the population. They have to import females from the Philippines and elsewhere.
Yeah.
They're very silly.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very silly. Okay. Some fun things to talk about. This is what I call the culture and the social weirdness segment now. So this is very cute. You heard about the hearings at the Supreme Court about the transgender case, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Babylon Bee has this picture of a 5-year-old kind of pointing to a diagram before the justices. And the title says, 5-year-old brought in to explain difference between boys and girls to Supreme Court.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so these are interesting stories. I want you to hear some, this one woman who talks about leaving the United States. She says you really got to go and go now. Okay?
Yeah.
Check it out.
It is a very sad day in America when you are planning you and your family's exit strategy. And that is what we are doing. And I encourage you to do it too. Even if you don't think you need to be prepared. You need to have all your documents. You need to have your passports for you, for your spouse, for your kids. You just need to have it. There's evidence that they are trying to make a law to where we can't even get passports. So you need to do it now.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there. First of all, there's evidence that they're making a law that you can't even get passports. There's evidence.
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
There's not. Okay, this is the evidence is right there in your head.
Yeah.
This is what you think is. That's the only evidence out there.
The evidence is she's crazy.
I like that. Yes. So these are scaremongers, and they want everyone to think that they're in fascist Germany.
Yeah.
In the 30s, and it's your time to leave. Don't be stupid. Go.
Yeah.
Make your exit plan now. I mean, really.
Yeah.
This is so embarrassing. Anyway, to which, as you know, we always say the following. Please don't.
No. Don't go to Somalia. Man. No.
I mean, these people don't even know what they're protesting. At the end of the day, check this out. Where this woman is interviewing other girls on the street.
Yeah.
About whether they're proud to be Americans.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a very fair question. Okay, check it out.
Are you proud to be an American? No. I feel embarrassed to be an American. Not really in this climate. Not most of the time. I think sometimes it's just a little embarrassing.
No. Be proud of what? What is there to be proud about if you're black and being
Wait for it.
Do you think that America is the greatest country in this world? No. No. I would honestly kind of live somewhere else. Can you name a better country than the United States in your opinion? I'm not sure if I can. I don't think I can.
Ooh, good question. Europe?
Europe's not a country. Would you be willing to give up your U.S. citizenship?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Actually, yeah. Would you say that college has helped shape your perception of being not proud to be an American?
Yes, absolutely.
I would say yeah, because I went to a HBCU.
I went to American, which is an extremely liberal bubble school. So I think college opened my eyes to a lot of these things.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start off with the last part first, where she said, I went to a really liberal bubble school. So bubble means that you're cloistered and you're not seeing reality. And so it really opened her mind. No, it meant you were brainwashed.
Yeah.
That's all that it means. But my favorite part is when she asked, do you think there are better countries in the world? And the one woman says, hey, that's a really good question. Really? You took such a strident position that America is the worst country in the world, And you didn't even bother to ask the follow-up obvious question, what country is better?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And would you give up your citizenship? That question? Oh, yeah. Hell. So go. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
Figure out the better country and go.
Yeah.
Maybe Iceland.
Greenland. Yeah.
Greenland. There you go. No, that's, America's taking over that. Afghanistan's awesome.
Somalia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pakistan.
Pakistan. Yeah. That was a very good thing that Obama did. He pronounced Pakistan very well. That was important to me.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why we voted for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is also cute. I'm just going to take it because it's a little bit out of order, but it's good timing right now. So one of the arguments, look, one of what we always say about the left is that they will just say anything, make any argument, and even though it converts their argument into a ridiculous position.
Yeah.
So as you know, abortion has always been an issue, and people feel that a woman has a right to an abortion, a constitutional one no less. And so they're very into this.
Yeah.
Now that Roe v. Wade has been overturned, they still want to encourage abortion.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not as if they say, well, you got me dead to rights. I guess we need to kind of curb abortion. No, they have to encourage it, right? Just like the Chinese are trying to encourage births.
Yeah.
They're now trying to encourage abortions.
Disgusting.
It's disgusting. But this campaign is actually organized, and wait for it.
Yeah.
They argue that abortion is an act of love.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Here it is. Check this out.
Abortion is an act of love.
Abortion is an act of love.
Abortion is an act of love.
When I first heard the slogan that abortion is an act of love, I retracted just a little. And then I started thinking about my sister's story, and I started thinking about individual case stories and saving lives and saving futures. That abortion can be the most loving act that we can.
Okay, can I just stop this for a second? I want to continue a little bit more. So it could be a loving act and saving futures.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's to stop me from killing a man that I think is doing bad things for the planet?
Yeah.
Or for my community?
Yeah.
Or he's saying, I think he's a racist.
Right.
Or I think, God forbid, he's pro-Israel.
Yeah.
That fascist, genocidal, apartheid state.
Yeah.
It's an act of love for me to kill him.
Yeah.
Why is what I just said different? Because I don't see the difference. Now, they would probably say, well, one's in the womb and it's not quite a baby, and okay. But why is the argument wrong?
Yeah.
If the act of love is saving a future, then why aren't you saving a future by killing a man that you think is conservative?
Yeah.
Likes Trump, MAGA person, or anybody that you think is a fascist, anti-democratic? Why not?
Yeah, I'll give you the counter argument.
Tell me.
What if you don't kill that man? He's a murderer, or he violates women or children, but you just deport him because he's also illegally in the country.
That's crazy.
See, no, that would be an act of hate.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
But abortion's act of love.
If you kill the ICE agent,
yes,
then it's an act of love.
If he's wearing a mask, it's...
Especially if he's wearing a mask.
So if he's not wearing a mask, it's just an act of like. But if he's wearing a mask, it's an act of love.
Right.
I got you. Now I'm starting to understand the liberal mind.
It's just logic.
Yeah.
It's science, if you will.
It's science, unquestioned.
All right, let's continue on.
Okay.
My abortion was an act of love. The decision we made was with her in mind this whole time. It was really a decision made out of love.
Abortion is an act of love. Self-love, if nothing else. You have to love yourself.
The patients that walk into the clinic, they're more than just patients. They're people. People that seek abortion are intelligent, they're responsible, and the stigma against people seeking health care has got to stop.
If people hear the words abortion as an act of love, I just ask them again, look at the individual. Look at the individual. how their lives change.
Abortion is an act of love. It gave me the ability to take control and power over my own life and make the most important decision up to me.
Okay, so, wow, that is something. So this is coming from a website, a group called Abortion Action, Wisconsin, apparently. So two things. One is that the whole slogan, abortion is an act of love. Can you imagine people who have had an abortion or are about to have an abortion, how good they must feel? I'm doing something wonderful. It's not just like it's okay to have an abortion. It's your choice to have an abortion. Okay, you this is between you and your husband and yourself and your doctor, all that stuff, and your own morality, but it's your choice. Okay, which we have big issues with. I get that. But this time they're saying you're a good person for having an abortion.
Right.
You are engaging in love by killing the baby.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then the woman at the end saying, it allowed me to take control of my life. It's empowerment.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why? I mean, okay. What if a taxing agent comes to me and wants my money?
Yeah.
And is hinting at auditing me.
Yeah.
Okay. Just hinting.
Yeah.
And I know that only he knows this. I kill him.
Yeah.
I am empowered.
Yeah.
I'm free again. Right? Why isn't that the act of love that they're talking about?
Or this one too, and I don't have you'll probably help me with the thought, but she's saying it's the most important decision of her life. If it's just a fetus that doesn't matter, why is it the most important decision of her life?
Yes.
It's only if it's an actual life is there weight to make it an important decision.
And how do you explain the people who decide not to have an abortion, have the child, and say, it was the greatest decision of my life?
Or give it up for adoption.
Or, yeah, it's wonderful. I created a life, and I'm so proud of him or her.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing to do. I stayed with my child. A lot of them just keep the child and raise them on their own, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
So that's the way. This is the death cult that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And again, we talked before about meaning. So now this group, Abortion Action, by saying that abortion is an act of love, and they're hoping that it'll stick, they're giving meaning to people. I'm doing something wonderful by killing my baby.
Yeah.
It's so twisted. It's so upside down, so evil at the end of the day.
It really is evil. Killing babies is kind of the biggest evil you can have.
But the death cult continues on.
Yeah.
We have now, just take a listen to this guy. His Kyle from Antifa.
Yeah.
He's got certain opinions.
Yeah.
Okay. And listen to the certitude with which he speaks about his violence that he intends.
Hello, I'm Kyle, and I am Antifa. We are under occupation, and we are fighting back with every tool we have at our disposal. That has been extremely effective, and we have pushed ICE so hard that they have doubled their size, and they have increased the severity of their tactics in an attempt to scare us into submission. They're brutalizing children. They're kidnapping people from legal employment. They're kicking in front doors without warrants. They are brutalizing people in public and then laughing and joking about it. This is where ICE has come to die. I'm more than willing to keep the peace if they will go back to wherever they fucking crawled out of and leave us alone. We want to know who they are.
Okay. So this guy kind of talks more and more about this, but he is certain that he's doing wonderful things. Again, meaning.
Yeah.
Right? This is where ICE has come to die.
Yeah.
And so are you suggesting you're going to be part of that process?
Yeah.
Of bringing ICE people to their death phase in life, as it were, to unlive them?
I'm just going to say, and this always comes back to me, and it must be obnoxious, but like grandmothers were told to come into the Capitol, and they did 2 years of solitary confinement. And this guy probably won't have any punishment whatsoever for threatening to kill an entire department of people.
Right. And he says he's Antifa.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But take a listen to this woman who is hoping to kill Trump and MAGA people for that matter. So this is shocking as well. Take a listen.
Hey, MAGA, is he dead yet? That's the only thing, the only conversation that I want to have with you. Whether or not he's dead yet. That is the only thing that I would want to hear out of your motherfucking mouth. Is he dead yet? So stay off my fucking page unless you're coming to tell me that Donald is dead as a doornail. A dirt nap. Gone. Okay? Otherwise, go fly a kite, stay off my page.
Okay, so she held up her middle finger for those of you who are just listening to this podcast. And for those also for you just listening, this woman looks like a ghoul. I mean,
completely, yeah.
Get out in the sun, lady. I mean, but more importantly, these are the same people that were so disappointed that he missed.
Yeah.
The killer of the would-be killer of Trump in the Butler, Pennsylvania rally. He missed. Like that's what they would have loved.
Yeah.
And they were so disappointed. We don't speak this way with conservatives. Look, Biden has, just to prove the point, Biden has stage 4 cancer.
Oh,
okay.
That kind of sucks.
And it was discovered, I think, toward the end of his presidency. Well, so they claim that it was discovered. Yeah. They announced it. And all I could think, and you could think, is that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I don't wish him ill of any kind. No. I don't want him to have a cold.
No.
I don't want him to be president anymore.
Yeah.
And so, our prayers have been answered in that department. But I don't want him to suffer.
No.
The only people I want to suffer are some, murderers and Hitlers and Stalins. I'm cool with them suffering.
Yeah.
Got you. But this is a former president of the United States. I disagree with his politics entirely. But these people, if you disagree with them, they want you dead.
Yup.
They want you silenced one way or the other.
Yeah.
Or to just leave the friggin' country.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on here with this woman. And also what you're seeing is that this woman has no meaning.
None whatsoever.
Right? I mean,
empty.
She doesn't go to church.
Nope.
I'm 95% confident about that. And if she does, she goes to some sort of Pentecostal church that can't even tell the difference between the riot that's in their church and a normal service.
Yeah, like a non-denominational
right, exactly.
worshiping.
That's from the Babylon Bee, by the way.
Yeah.
I just want to give them the credit because it was very funny. But anyway, this woman has nothing in her life.
Yeah.
And she needs to feel animated and really involved in something.
Yeah.
And that involvement involves hating MAGA people.
Yeah.
And hating Trump. That's it. Now, one last clip. I find it kind of amusing, but I wanted to get your take on this, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay? Check this out. A Harvard woman, who is having trouble meeting liberal men. She's liberal. She wants to meet liberal men. She's on the dating apps. And anyway, let's hear how she puts it.
So I'm scrolling the dating apps earlier, and for the first 20 swipes, it's conservative, moderate, apolitical, nothing, conservative, moderate. And to me, conservative, moderate, and apolitical, and nothing is all the same thing. You all are MAGA. So immediately, no. Took me 20 swipes to finally find a liberal. I'm like, gee, what the fuck is going on? Why is everybody MAGA? It's not that everybody's MAGA. It's that, the male loneliness epidemic. It's because nobody wants to date them. They don't make good partners. That's why there's so many single ones out there.
Oh,
wow. She's cracked the code.
Oh, so liberal guys are dating
They're already
women
hooked up. They're
with
already
women.
with women because, liberal women are smart and they now have a mate in another liberal person.
Yeah.
No, lady, the reason why there's no liberal men there is because they don't want to go on dating websites. Okay. They're not interested in dating you.
Yeah.
They're interested in having sex, yes, but not necessarily with somebody.
Yeah. Or with women.
Or with women, right. But they watch a lot of porn. They're
Yep.
in mommy's basement playing games.
Yep.
They don't know how to interact with women.
Right.
Your conclusion is that the conservative men are the lonely ones. No, ma'am. It's the liberal guys.
Yep.
Okay? The conservative men are real men.
Yep.
All right? And they tend to get married. They tend to treasure marriage. They tend to have longer marriages. They tend to have more kids and such. But believe what you want, okay? I'll tell you, the only person that's going to end up lonely is this woman.
And she's in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Doesn't mean anything. You know that.
And can't find, like, you'd think it would be lousy with the liberals, but
I know.
Wow.
But you know what I say by the way? When people say, you ask them, hey, where did you go to college sometimes? And sometimes they'll try to be cagey if they went to Harvard. They'll say, oh, I went to school in Cambridge.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I wonder what you mean, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I did. I looked up the various universities in Cambridge, and of course Harvard is there. But there's also a college named Lesley College, okay, in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
No, there's a bunch of colleges there.
Well, you're thinking of Boston, generally speaking, but Cambridge.
Yeah.
So there's Lesley College also.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Harvard.
Right.
So now when people say, I went to school in Cambridge,
they're
expecting you to say, oh, you mean Harvard.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. That's great. So instead of that, I say, oh, you went to Lesley College? That's awesome. I had a friend who went there.
Yeah.
What year did you graduate from Lesley? And then you can see their frustration, like, no, it's Harvard, man.
That actually happened to me where some woman was like, I went in California. I went to HBS.
Yeah.
And I was like, Huntington Beach School? Huntington. And like,
Howard Business.
Because it's like, we're in LA, so it's Huntington Beach or Hermosa Beach
good.
or like, I did it
That's
on.
clever.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say, when they talk about Stanford, they'll say, what school did you go to?
Right.
And, I don't say Northern California. I don't say I went to school in Palo Alto. Like, come on, just say it. They asked you where you went to school, say you went to Stanford. You're not bragging about it. I'm not bragging when I say that. Somebody asked me.
That's where you went.
That's where I went. I didn't go to a school. I went to Stanford. That's it.
Yeah.
It's okay. And frankly, I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Okay. It was actually, I think, a better school back then, but that's another story. Anyway, this is a loneliness epidemic. This girl's looking for meaning, just like the Antifa guy, just like the woman who wanted Trump dead.
Yeah.
These are all losers.
Yeah.
And the people in China who don't want, they want the population to have kids and such, but none of them have meaning.
Yeah.
You cannot win in civilization. You can't grow your civilization if that civilization doesn't have meaning.
Yeah.
And the only source of meaning, true source of meaning, is God.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm sorry, you don't have to like it. You don't have to believe in God. You just have to understand that God is necessary.
Yeah.
There it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't have to like spinach or green vegetables at all. But you know what? Maybe you should eat it.
Yeah.
Okay? It's healthy for you.
Yeah.
And God is healthy for you. God is healthy for civilization. Suck it up.
Yeah.
As what our friend Keith Ellison tried to say. That's part of living. Suck it up.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, no. Tough luck.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it. I'm not asking you to go to church. I'm not asking you to convert to any Christian or Jewish religion. Fine. I am asking you to respect that God is an important part of civilization.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you'll be happier. Unlike this woman and everyone else we just played. All right, folks. Thanks so much for listening today. And we'll wrap it up that way. This is Barak Lurie signing off saying God bless, be strong, and we'll talk with you next week.